Now, people are living in such a situation where if there was an emergency crisis, it will be a struggle for them to come up with $1,000 in order to alleviate the problem. See, the reason why savings is becoming difficult is because house costing is going up, education cost is going up, childcare is going up, and at the same time, people's income is still remaining stagnant. Now, you don't have control over the situation. So rather than focusing on what we cannot control, it's best that we can focus on what we can control to improve the situation. Now, when you get yourself into debt and you know that you owe money, this can deter you from trying to save money to begin with. So for example, if you own student loan or you owe credit cards, you're less likely to want to save your money because you don't have enough to sustain yourself while also being able to repay back the loan and the credit cards that you owe. Now, if you graduated from college with a $25,000 in student loan debt, but you're working in a field that's only paying you $10 an hour, it makes no logical sense for you to even attempt to save money because you're not making enough to where you can take care of yourself and also being able to pay back the money that you owe. So in practical terms, the best time for you to actually start saving your money is when you're working in your field so that you can be able to recoup the money that was spent on your student loan debt. Now, after graduation, you'll be given a 6-month grace period where you don't have to pay back until after 6 months. So this means during your 6 months, the only thing that matters is for you to get the job in your field as soon as possible. So this will necessitate for you to perfect your resume, you have to perfect your cover letter, and you have to practice your interviewing skills so that you can increment your likelihood of getting the job. If you're unable to secure yourself an employment before the 6 months grace period end, it will become difficult for you to save money, especially if you're earning a low wage. Another problem that people are having with when it comes to saving money is that they're not keeping track of their spending. Now, by keeping track of your spending, you're able to see where your money is going and you'll be able to cut back on certain expenses. If you want to save money and start tracking your spending, you will notice that you can save money on certain things. For example, instead of going out to eat, what you can do to save money is to go grocery shopping and cook the food at home. Now, it's understandable if you have those days where you don't really feel like cooking, and that's okay, but even during those slothful days, you still want to practice money-saving habits. For example, instead of paying $20 for a high-priced meal at a high-end restaurant, you can find a local restaurant that's close to you and only pay $10. Now here, you just saved yourself $10 while also still not having to cook on the days where you feel kind of slothful. Another challenge that a lot of people are having is that they don't make a list of the reasons why they should save. Once you have a financial goal, saving becomes much more easier. What you want to do is you want to write down the reasons why you should save so that you can increase the likelihood of you saving your income. You want to save your money for emergency purposes. Saving for emergency purchases, such as your car breakdown or a leaking roof, is a valid reason to do so. If both events was to happen concurrently, the required funds that you will need in order to solve both situations would be around approximately $1,000 to $5,000, depending on the issue and model of your car and the severity of the leakage. You also want to take into account that employment loss can happen at any time for a variety of reasons. And if you have a family and dependents that you have to care for, you want to make sure that you have a savings plan in case such events occur. Now, depending on your lifestyle and your bills and your rent, for 6 months, you would need about approximately $8,000 to $20,000 in order to live comfortably without feeling rushed to find another job. Now, this can also take into account your ability to stretch your money to make it last as long as possible. Now, once you have your emergency savings plan and your employment loss savings, now you can start looking towards long-term investments. Long-term investment strategies necessitates additional financial planning. The amount of money that you'll need to start investing will depend on what you're trying to invest in. So let's say that your investment goals is to buy a fixer-upper from auctions or from private sellers, and the price range are going for $10,000 to $50,000 for the house. Now, if you intend to hire contractors or to hire a couple of handymen, you also want to take in consideration the cost of labor and the materials. Now, your investment plans can only be carried out once you have money saved up for your emergency and money saved up for employment loss, so that you can be able to have the peace of mind and be able to invest in yourself and invest in the future. Because without having savings for emergency and for employment loss, if you were to end up losing your job for whatever reason, then you won't have the security to pursue your investments and to build a better future. Once you have both of those savings in place, whatever money that you have left over, you can then choose if you want to start a business, if you want to invest in stocks, or if you simply just want to enjoy whatever disposable income that you have on the things that you want. Another thing you want to learn is how to save money while having fun. Saving money while participating in social activities can be complicated because although it is important to cultivate, nourish, and maintain your friendship, it is also important to keep an eye on your finances so that you don't overspend. In this particular case, what you want to do is you want to find activities where you can have a good time with your friends while still being able to save your money, such as sports, card games, reading books, and so on. Although going out to restaurants and interesting places offers a better experience, what you want to do in this particular case is that you want to find places where you can be able to have a good time, but without having to overspend your money. So for example, you want to go to your neighborhood local bowling alley. You also want to look for like arcades or even $5 movie tickets that you can go with your friends and still have a good time. Now, when you're looking for activities to do with your friends, what you want to do is you want to call up the companies and find out, do they have any special deals for group sessions or do they have any special deals during a certain time period. And also you want to find out if they have any membership plans so that you can be able to take advantage of their specials. So for example, in case if you're not aware, AMC have a membership program called Stubble List Membership, which I think it's $25 a month. And what the membership includes is that it allows you to watch 3 movies up to 1 week for a total of 12 movies in 1 month, all for the price of $25. Now, if you were to go to a movie theaters, you'll realize that the price for movie tickets costs $12 to $18 per person. In order to really save your money while still having fun, you want to take advantage of the special offers that companies are having so that you and your friends can have a good time while still meeting your financial goals. Now, one of the key ways that will help you to making you save your money is that you want to learn the repercussions for not saving. The problem is that many people don't make it a priority to save their money. So in order to make saving a priority, what you want to do is you want to learn the ramifications that can happen if you had little to no money left over. So let's just imagine this scenario. So let's say that your car has broken down, and after having it inspected by your mechanic, you realize that the cost is going to be $500 in order to get it fixed. Now, if you didn't save any money and you only have $50 in your pocket, you won't be able to get your car fixed, which means now you're going to have to deal with the inconvenience of catching a bus in order to get from point A to point B. So this means that if you wake up 9 o'clock in the morning, you're now going to probably have to wake up 7 o'clock in the morning just so that you can get to work. Now, another thing you have to deal with is that if you're waiting for a bus to come, you're gonna have to deal with the fact that if it rains on you, you're gonna go to work wet, or if it's sunny and hot outside, you're going to go to work all sweaty and hot, and that's not the way you want to start your day. As a result of getting wet from the rain, you may also get sick, and if you're sick, you're more likely to want to call out from your job. And if you call out from your job, you increase the likelihood of you getting terminated. And if you get terminated, now you have no source of income. And all of these unfortunate situations occurs as a result from not saving money. If you had saved up about $1,000 to get your car fixed, you won't have to deal with the fact of you having to catch the bus and waking up early. You won't have to deal with the fact of you getting caught in the rain, or you won't have to deal with you going to work hot and sweaty. And as a result, your performance of your work will start to show. So in order for you to start saving your money, you want to understand the ramifications that can occur if you don't do so. And this will provide you the motivation to get you started. You also want to improve your financial literacy. By improving your financial literacy, not only that you'll understand how money works, you'll also learn more about yourself, and you'll be able to create a strategy that'll help you be able to start saving your money. You have to understand that we're living in modern times where people don't really value saving money, and they mostly value spending everything they have to get the most shiniest product, to get the most shiniest car. There's no emphasis on saving money. Also, there is no reward for people who do save their money. And because of this, so many people's default position to just spend whatever they have and live in the moment. Now, if you want to improve your financial intelligence, you not only want to learn about why money was invented, but you also want to learn about yourself and how you are with your own money and what drives you to purchase certain things so that you can be able to be aware of yourself and your purchasing habits. What you want to understand is money is only a medium of exchange for exchanging one's value for another value. Now, people that are more financially literate will have a much more easier time with saving their money and budgeting themselves for the future. Now, the reason why you want to increase your financial intelligence is so that you be able to know what are the ramifications for not paying back the money that you owe, and what are the repercussions that can take place if you don't pay back the money that you owe. See, the goal of financial education is for you to understand the ramifications that will happen to you and how it can affect your life if you don't pay back the money that you owe, and the long-term consequences of that. Once people become aware of the pain that will happen if they don't become financially literate, then they'll start to reconsider saving their money so that they can be able to improve the quality of their life. Now, for a variety of reasons, people don't really want to learn about their finances, and it's because it's tedious and laborious, and it's not something that you can find to be exciting. Now, although it cannot be made exciting, what is more important is to demonstrate the consequences of not learning about your finances, because people are pain attuned. So we only learn by knowing the pain and the consequences and how it can negatively impact our lives. Now, people are affected by this phenomenon called lifestyle inflation. So what this means is that as soon as a person's income increases, so does their spending. Now, this can happen to many people who've managed to stumble upon earning 6 figures, notably if it came to them fast without much effort. The issue here is that the person is still living check by check while also living a luxurious lifestyle, but this person is also one check away on falling behind payments, which can also cascade to other missed payments. Now, this person is likely to spend all of their money that they made because they're confident that they won't lose their job, or that the company is highly profitable and they won't do any layoffs, or they have been influenced by the lifestyle of celebrities and influencers on social media, or it could be a combination of all three. As a result of this frame of mind, this person postpones saving for months, if not years. It's only when something unfortunate happens when the person realized that they should have saved their money from the beginning. To begin saving money, you must first develop the habit of doing so. Now, it can be difficult at first, especially if you're the kind of person who derives pleasure from shopping and splurging on yourself. You want to start small and establish a habit of saving. You'll need to use the negative feelings of the repercussions that will transpire if you fail to do so. So for example, if you don't have enough money to get your car fixed, you will then have to deal with the inconvenience of having to catch the bus in order to get around. But more importantly, what you really want to do is that you want to replace the pleasure that you get from shopping with something else. This is when knowing yourself and having more financial literacy will come into play. You want to know why you feel good when you purchase things so that you can be able to understand yourself more and be able to replace that same positive feeling with something else. Many people tend to buy things in order to impress others, even though they know that this will deplete their savings. Now, although you shouldn't care about what others think about you, if you want to achieve the positive feeling of impressing others, instead of buying a new car when your car breaks down or if it looks old, you want to take the time to learn how to fix your car or give it a new paint job and buy affordable but stylish rims and install them yourself. By doing this, you can still enjoy the positive feeling of impressing others while still saving money in your pocket. Now, another thing is that people sometimes spend their money when they feel depressed, which gives them a rush. Now, if you ever become depressed, instead of shopping for things that you don't need, what you want to do is you want to consult with yourself to figure out what is the underlying problem of your depression. So essentially what you want to do is you want to self-diagnose yourself. You want to find out if the cause of your depression is because you're lacking social needs, or if it's because you're lacking intimate relationship, or is it because you're lacking a purpose in life? And once you discover which one of those needs are being unmet, then you want to go about solving those needs. So for example, if you find out that your social needs is not being met, then what you want to do is you want to go out and make some friends or make time for the friends that you already have. If you find out that it's because you're lacking an intimate relationship, you want to start grooming yourself and meeting the opposite gender. Or if you find out it's because you don't have a purpose in life, then you want to sit down and ask yourself, what is it that you really want? And how are you going to go about achieving it? You want to find out what would be worthwhile of a pursuit that will make your life journey interesting and rewarding. Now, the worst thing that you can do is to buy things in a spur of the moment. This could be detrimental to your budget. To improve your spending habit, you want to implement a waiting period before making a purchase. This will give you time to see if you still feel the same way about purchasing the product that you wanted earlier. Depending on the cost of the product, you want to give yourself a grace period of hours or even days before deciding to purchase it, especially if you're attempting to eliminate your bad spending habits. So for example, let's say that the product costs $50 to $100. What you want to do is you want to give yourself a 1 hour to 4 hour grace period. This will give you time to see if you still want that product a few hours later. After the waiting time is over, if you still feel like you want the product, then you can go ahead and purchase it. Another example is if the product that you're purchasing costs $1,000 to $5,000, you want to give yourself a few days to a few weeks to still see if you want the product. Now, once the grace period is over, if you still want the product, then you can go ahead and purchase it. Now, when you do this, what's happening is that you're allowing your rational brain to rise up while your emotions is rising down. This will allow you to make rational decisions rather than making emotional decisions. Because what happens when you're looking at products that you want to buy is that your emotions go up, but your rationale needs time for it to catch so that you don't make a bad decision. Now, by implementing this strategy, not only that you will learn self-discipline and avoid making impulsive purchase, but you may end up finding a product that is similar to what you wanted originally for a much more cheaper price. While following this method, you'll save money while also getting the most bang for your bucks. Now, one of the mechanisms that online retailers do is that they give you the ability to store your credit card or debit card information on their website. This makes it easier for you to buy things quickly and easily. Now, if you know yourself and you know that you're prone to buy things without giving it much thought, the best thing that you should do is to remove your credit card, debit card information from the online retailer's website. This will help you avoid buying things that you don't need, as this will require you to have to get up to get your credit card information and your debit card in order to put the information in to buy the stuff you want. Now, because of the extra effort that it's going to take for you to get up to get the card information, this can dissuade you from making an impulsive purchase. It's time for you to start saving money now.